lovely friends. It's Monique here with Grace and Tattered Lace, and we're going to make a fall topiary using some napkins, some foam pumpkins from Dollar Tree, a towel, paper towel holder, and a flower pot, and a couple other things, but these are the main things. I've already prepped a couple things so that I am not wasting your time. It's a pretty long project. I'm tired. I've been up since 4 a.m. It is quite late here. It is already 8 o'clock at night and exhausted. The dog got up early and I couldn't go back to sleep. Anyway, so I started with the pumpkins here and I removed the stem. Okay. Oh gosh. And then we're going to put a napkin over the top. I've already done two. I've prepped this one, and I've prepped this one. I've kind of gunked this one up a little bit with my antiquing wax, and I haven't done this one yet, and we will do that one once we do this one. Hi, Shelly. How are you today? Hope you're doing well. Actually, it's night, I suppose. Okay, so these are the napkins that I used. I used this one and this one. I got these both from Hobby Lobby. This one is really close to the other one that I got from Marshall's, except for this one has pumpkins. This one is really pretty as well. So first things first, let's get this one covered with our our napkin, and then we can do some of the other things while we wait for that to dry a little bit. And I'm going to do this. I want to alternate my pumpkins. And I'm going to have this one, the gingham, and then another one of these on the bottom. So when you're using a napkin, you're going to open it all the way up. And usually your napkins are 2-ply. Sometimes you might find a 3-ply. But you want to take the inner layer out. Peel it apart. And then you're going to use some Mod Podge to secure your napkin to whatever you're putting it on. Hope your day was good today, Shelly. Alright, so I'm just going to start with putting some Mod Podge on the bottom and then setting it down on my napkin in the middle. And you don't want to put it too thick because you want it to be able to dry quickly, and you don't want it to be sopping wet. Hi Sue, thanks for coming back, my friend. I know it's probably kind of late for you. Alright, so Sue, we're making a fall topiary. This is a napkin that I'm using, and we're going to use a foam pumpkin from the Dollar Tree, and I just realized I forgot to cut a hole in this before I started, but we will manage. I think I'll go ahead and put one on the top, and then we'll put one on the bottom afterwards. So I'm just going to use a butter knife, and I'm just going to cut a little slit across this, and I'm going to go down kind of far. I don't want to go all the way through now since my napkin is still wet. So I'm putting a slit in here, Sue, because we're going to put this on this paper towel holder that I got from the Dollar Tree. This is going to be our stand for our topiary. Alright, I have my Mod Podge on here already, and I'm just going to kind of press it, not hard, but not too gently, but I don't want it to tear, so I'm just kind of pressing it into the grooves of the pumpkin a little bit. And then I'm just going to kind of work my Mod Podge around a little bit and bring the napkin up to the top so that we end up with something like this. Hi Stephanie, thanks for coming back, my friend. I know it's late where you guys are at. Not quite as late here, but I'll tell you what, I feel like it's just as late, and I'm very tired. My little Roxy dog got me up at 4 o'clock this morning, and so I'm tired. I'm not gonna lie. All right, so now I've got more Mod Podge on here, and I'm just going to pull this up and kind of get it into the grooves of the pumpkin crevices there. All right, and I'm just going to work my way around. Sometimes you have to fold it just a little bit to get it on properly, since a pumpkin is kind of an oddly shaped object. Don't be afraid to get your fingers in there. They'll get all icky. You'll feel like a school child with having glue all over your fingers. Whoops, and there I go, I ripped it. See, I went a little bit too hard, but that's okay because I'm gonna use my wax, my antiquing wax, and antique this. So we can cover up any little holes with our wax. A pumpkin is not the easiest thing to use your Mod Podge and your napkin on. I'll tell you that because of the shape and the little grooves. Okay. And I'm not going to worry about the fact that it's not covering the top, because we're going to use some Spanish moss in between these to cover that up. So I'm not going to worry too much about that. All right, so now I have my napkin down on my pumpkin. Now I'm going to go ahead and put some Mod Podge on the top of this to get it to stick completely and kind of be that decoupage-y type thing. It's not that hard, Sue. You just have to be patient and don't be afraid to get your hands all sticky. So I'm just taking some Mod Podge and I'm just putting it on my brush. You don't want it to be too wet because you want it to dry. You don't want it to be too thick. Otherwise you're going to end up with pools of the Mod Podge. And then we'll take a dryer and we'll dry this. I'm kind of, in this area it's a little thick where it's folded. I don't know if I can get that where I'm pulling that right. Right here there's a little thick, so I'm just kind of, doing like a dappling to kind of get it in the grooves a little bit better. You can use a skewer if you really don't want to get your fingers all icky. The problem with a skewer is it tends to move around. So you can, I tried it with the skewer. You could put a skewer in here and hold it and kind of, twirl it, but it tends to move. It's just as easy just to hold it in your hand and just get your fingers messy. We're crafters, we don't care. If we cared, we probably wouldn't be crafting. All right. Anybody do anything fun today? I went shopping. I went to 3 Dollar Trees, Hobby Lobby, and Joann's. Oh, and the grocery store. Exciting day. I had to go to the grocery store, you guys. I have a family history of colon cancer, and I have to have a colonoscopy on Monday, and so I had to go get wonderful my clear liquid foods that I have to eat all day tomorrow that I am just not loving. All right, so I have all my Mod Podge on there. I'm just going to kind of, again, push it down a little bit, get it into the grooves of the pumpkin crevices, and making sure that the napkin is down. Okay. All right, and then we're going to use the blow dryer and get this dried a little bit, and then we'll set it off to the side and do some of the antiquing on the other pumpkin that I haven't antiqued yet. Where is my lid? All right, excuse the blow dryer noise while I turn that on. The one thing that I didn't do before I started this one was to put a slit on the bottom of my pumpkin so that I could put it down on the napkin holder. So we'll have to do that afterwards. Alright, so as you're blowing dry, you just kind of want to run your fingers over the areas that are kind of sticking up a little bit. Let's move this guy out of the way. I don't know if you guys can see that very well. So I just kind of rub it a little bit as I have the blow dryer. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to the prep either, Sue. You should ask your doctor to write you the prescription for the pills if your insurance covers them. The very first time I had my colonoscopy, I could take the pills and I didn't have to drink that nasty stuff. The second time around was after Obamacare was started and all the insurance companies started changing the pricing on their prescriptions, and the pills went up to $500, and I'm like, I guess I have to drink the nasty stuff. So it is what it is. My mom told me that there was something else that she had recently, and I can't remember because the last time she had it, the stuff made her gag and she was vomiting. So, and I can't recall. I was like, well, now you tell me. All right, so there we go. It's getting almost there. It's almost completely dry. The other thing too, when you slit your pumpkins, you want to try to make sure that you try to get it in the middle of your pumpkin, because I wasn't paying too close of attention when I did the one in the middle is kind of off center and it's a little bit crooked. I'll have to kind of fix that when we put the Spanish moss on. Okay, so this one is almost dry, and we'll set this one off to the side. We'll do that one second, but I want to use some antiquing wax, some wax on this, and kind of give it that antiquing look, and kind of cover up like right here where the napkin ripped. So we're just using the Waverly Antique Wax. I don't think it has a color. I can't see, you guys. I don't have my glasses on. You know how that goes. We saw how that went this morning. So I'm just gonna roughly put it on here, and then we'll use the baby wipe and wipe some of it off. And there you go, you guys. You can see how it's starting to get that antiquing look. Vintagey. And you don't have to worry about the top because, again, we're going to put Spanish moss on here in between our pumpkins, and so that top part's going to be kind of covered. The one thing I want to do is make sure that I get that little section where I ripped the napkin a little bit kind of covered well. And if you get too heavy on the hand with the wax, you can just use your wipe and smudge it and get it to where you like it. There we go. See how it gives it some dimension. Alright, so now we have two. And we'll do this one. Oh, you guys, I'm having a heat surge, as somebody told me. Right now, I'm a little hot. It's not fun being at that stage of life. Okay. I can't wait to show you guys what I got at Joann's, and the great deal that I got on all of the beautiful ribbon and greenery that I got there today. I went back to get fabric, and of course everything was 75% off So I, of course, had to get more. All right. There we go. Okay, so this one, I forgot to cut the hole in it before I put the napkin on, so I'm going to have to cut the hole in the, I did the top but not the bottom. So, where did I put it? Just use a butter knife. You can just use a butter knife, and you're just going to put a slit in it. I have to make sure which way I go. So you want to go, it has to go all the way through. I've already done the top. Okay. All right. So there's that. I have a pot that I've already prepped. I got this at Dollar Tree. This is what it looked like beforehand. Isn't the napkin beautiful, Brenda? Let me show you what it looked like before I kind of gunked it up a little bit. Look how beautiful that is. So this is similar to the one that I got at Marshall's, but I just got this one at Hobby Lobby, and they have a whole bunch of them if you are interested in these. They also had this one there too, the gingham, and there was a couple others, but I just got the two. All right, so I'm not sure what I wanted to do with this pot. I started with the base of brown. I'm thinking I'm going to go ahead and paint it white and give it some dimension with the colors underneath that I like to do. Just not sure if I can do chippy on this, you guys. I'm not sure if I put the Vaseline on here, if it's going to scrape it because it's plastic. The container is plastic, and if it will scrape all of the brown off. Oh yeah, you have to go next week because they're not open tomorrow, Brenda. Alright, so I think I'm just going to start with white, and then I'll add some dimension to it afterwards. It's actually not white. It is the Waverly plaster. And I'm just going to use a dry, I'm really tired, you guys. I'm going to use a dry brush, and I'm just going to kind of I don't want it to be full coverage, I think. So I'm just going to kind of loosely do it. Just because I want it to be old looking, but not full coverage. Because I have an idea, another idea that I want to hang. I want to put a tag on here. To give it a label. All right. There we go. And I don't know if I want to put more color on here or not, you guys. I'm trying to decide if I want to put color like I did my subway tile. You know how I did this subway tile? I'm trying to decide if I wanted to do this colors or not. Or just leave it like this. What do you guys think? More colors. I think I'm going to leave it like this, and then we'll put it together, and if it needs more, then I can always add to it. That's what I'm going to do. Hi, Rose. Long time no see, my friend. All right, next up, we're going to attach this napkin holder to our bucket. I'm going to put a little bit of E6000 on here, and then I'm going to use hot glue. Oh wait, before I put the hot glue on here, it's very light because this is plastic. I wanted to put something inside of it to make it heavy. So I have just a little bit I have a little foam block that I'm going to put on the bottom. And I have a bag of rocks that I got at Dollar Tree. And I've decided that I don't want to open them. I'm going to leave them in the container. That way they're not loose and raveling around. So we're just going to put the whole thing in here like that. We're not going to see it, but it's going to give it some weight so that it doesn't fall over. It's not, you know, top heavy or just light that it falls over. I'm just going to put some hot glue around the edges. And we'll put our napkin holder right here on top. And that's going to dry. And then I'm going to add some Spanish moss on top of there. This stuff always makes a nice, wonderful mess in my craft room, you guys. I don't know about you. Okay. All right, so we'll just glue that on there. I want to make sure that I get that the napkin holder completely covered. Might need to get my little pink fingers so that I don't burn myself. Let me get a glue stick, guys. All right. Oh, nice, Brenda. Does it have, is it a book? Woohoo, hot. Does it have a bookshelf in it? Are you able to put the tension rods in your bookshelf like I did for your ribbon? I forget if you had a ribbon holder. Woohoo. See, I knew I should have got my little pink things out for my fingers. It's hot. Okay. All right. That is completely covered, you guys. Now we're going to put one of these little pumpkins on here. I might have to stand up. Look at that so far, you guys. And we'll put a little bit more moss here. Oh, I'm going to have to vacuum for sure now. Okay. Woohoo! I'm not going to have any fingers left. Oh yeah, Brenda. So that's what I did. That's how. If you look at my post with my craft room makeover, I took out some shelves and I got those tension rods, the skinnier ones for curtains at Walmart, and I put my ribbon on those. And then I can just take them out if I want to, if I use up some ribbon or not. All right, next layer. All right, there we go, you guys. So you can see if I put it that direction, this one's a little bit crooked because I wasn't paying attention to the holes when I cut it. So if you do this, make sure that you pay better attention to your holes when you cut it on the bottom. All right, let's get some more moss here in the middle. Yeah, I have on each of mine, Brenda, I was able to get 3 tension rods. So I have quite a bit of ribbon there. All right. top layer. All right, there we go, you guys. Can you see it? All right, we'll put some more on top. Ooh, I wonder if I should put one of my stems that I just got on the top of that. I was gonna do a ribbon, but let's see. We'll see how it looks. All right. Oh yeah, thank you, Brenda. I actually really like how I did the ribbon too. It's I had it in just like a box before, and it was always a hot mess. I was digging through it, and it just became a nightmare. So, okay, I'm going to set this off to the side for 1 second, you guys. I want to make a little tag to hang right here. Okay, so I have an idea. You know me, as Miss Stephanie always says, mixed media. I always have mixed media going on and using different layers. So I have a piece of one of those little vintage tiles from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to cut this little corner out, and I'm going to attach this to this tag. You guys, I have moss everywhere. Okay. Oh my word. Okay. Like so. And then we're going to paint this. I'm going to use white, and this is kind of where I was not sure if I wanted to leave that little bucket white, because I've had this idea in my head. We'll have to look at it when we're done with this part. Okay, so I'm just gonna, oh, you got moss everywhere, you guys. I'm gonna end up with moss inside my paint bucket. All right. I'm just gonna coat this really quick. Making sure that I get all the black areas covered. Like so. All right. You can kind of see that detail a little bit, but we'll see it better in just a minute. We'll use some wax, some of my stamps, and we'll use some paint and get in that detail. Let me dry this really quick. Oh, we're gonna blow moss everywhere. Thank you, Miss Brenda. My craft room is your dream room for sure, Sue. You know, it took me a long time. It took me a really long time. When we first moved back to California, which was in March, I started out in the garage, and I had told my husband that I really needed stuff to be organized, but just with the move and everything else. And then we were back for not very long, you guys. We were back for like a week, I think. Yeah, we were back for a week. And I was involved in a car accident. I was sitting at a stoplight at work, by my work, and I got hit head on, just sitting there at the light. And so everything, you know, our world was turned upside down. Thankfully, I was okay. I wasn't hurt too bad. I was hurt, but I'm here. So I'm thankful for that. But anyway, everything kind of got put on hold. I stopped crafting because I just couldn't do it. And so it's taken me a long time to get my craft room where I wanted it. Okay, here's our tag. I don't know if you guys can see that detail, but we'll see it better in just a minute. Let's get my antique, my waxing. So I'm just going to use the wax. Again, we're going to use that, the wax. And I've dabbed a little bit off. And we're going to have to wipe some of this off. A little much. Yes, thank you, Brenda. I consider myself very, very lucky. Things could have been much worse. There was no car behind me. And I think that's really what saved me. Honestly, I'm not going to lie. I think that either I might not be here or I would be severely injured if there had been a car behind me. Okay, guys, so I'm just kind of putting it all over and giving it some dimension. So can you kind of see the dimension here now of the tile? All right. We will use a little bit of the rusting ink pad, kind of just give it some color. There's that. And then we'll use the brown, ground espresso. I'm just kind of rubbing it all over you guys. There's not really a rhyme or reason of how I'm doing it. Okay. Now I'm going to keep this out because I'm now going to use my stamps and I'm going to stamp fall on here. All right. There we have that, okay. Oh, Brenda, you're gonna have fun. I think you'll like it a lot. You bought the subway tile ones. I'm actually having really fun with those. Okay, I might put a little bit of green on here. So I have the, was that you that corrected me on the coloring, Miss Brenda? This is moss. I was calling it celery the last time. I'm just going to use my finger and I'm just going to dab a little bit of color. And I'm just going to kind of just randomly brush it on here. I'm not getting a lot, just a little bit, just to give it a little bit of more color. There we go, you guys. All right. So now you see my dilemma. I wasn't sure what color to make my pot. Let's bring this bad boy back. So see how, I'm just not sure. Maybe I should add some, thank you, Stephanie. Maybe I should add some, maybe just red into this pot. Since I didn't put any red in the tag, maybe that'll help it stand out. I don't know. I just wanted to, I don't want the tag to blend in, and I feel like it blends in a little bit too much. Maybe I should put some more brown back on there. Or maybe I turn it around where it's a little more brown. There we go. How about that? Ah. What do you guys think? Do you think the pot needs some more color to it? Maybe I put the bow there. Oh, I know what else I have. So I have these little pumpkins that I also got at Dollar Tree. Okay, I took the the top out of this one here, and I put in the little sticks. I don't know if you guys, if everybody was on earlier and I showed you what I got from Dollar Tree. Let me grab my bin. So I've already put them away, you guys, but I got these at Dollar Tree, a whole entire bag full of stems. And this one is, these are a little bit skinnier and a little bit longer, and then this one was a little bit fatter. You can see some really good fat ones in there for some bigger pumpkins. Yeah, I think I like the darker side of the pot also, Sue. Okay, so I pulled the stem out of my pumpkin. I'm just going to use my scissors and I'm going to poke a hole in here. And then I'm going to glue the stem inside here. And look at what a difference that makes, you guys, versus this one, how it comes from the Dollar Tree. It just makes it look more unique, I think. And then they have like this little clip thing on the bottom, so I'm taking that off. I'm just going to put these on the bottom just to give it a little bit extra. Look how cute this little stem is, you guys, with the little extra. How cute is that one? I like that one. It has a little character to it. Okay, so here's my thought. I was thinking about putting these. I'm not sure if I like those or not. You know how things go when you play it out in your head. I was thinking of, because I feel like, oh, maybe if I put them over here. Maybe over here more, so that they're kind of off to the side, and then our tag goes more this way. Or do I put the tag up here? Ooh, do I put the tag up here? Maybe that's the answer, ladies. It's so hard because I'm trying to look into the camera. Let's see here. Let's just kind of drape this on here. Let's see what... I just don't want the tag to overpower the pumpkins. I don't think it does, though. But I don't think we need these little pumpkins. Well, maybe. I don't know. What do you ladies think? Whoops. It's hard to hold these here for you guys. Too much, I wonder? Actually looks cute, you guys. Okay, so now the question of the day is, do we put a bow? I've got some ribbons and some fabric here. Do I put a bow on the top? I haven't really made it yet though, but do I put a bow up there? Do I put a stem up there? Let's find a nice big one. I put a stem here. Ooh. Yeah. I know, Brenda, right? Okay. I think I like the bow better. I'm a bow girl. All right, let's do a bow. All right, let's put this off to the side. Let's get our bow maker here. I have a bunch of scraps left over from the other fall project that I did, so we just have a bunch of different fall colored scraps. This one, you guys, this is one of the ribbons that I got at Joann's today. I got it a couple weeks ago and I bought more today, but look how pretty that is. Came in this giant spool. Everything was 75% off, and I think it was like $2.99 for the whole entire spool of ribbon. All right, when you use this little handy dandy bow maker, you put a twine down the middle. That will be what you use to tie it off once you're done. So now we're going to just make an X pattern inside our little bow maker here. You kind of want to pinch the middle a little bit and then just put it down here like so. Anybody else have one of these? I know Miss Stephanie does. Vintage pebble. So here you can see kind of we're getting that X going on. Oh, wait till you see what I have, Brenda. You're going to be like, oh my gosh. All of the goodies that I got for 75% off. It was in their spring collection, but there was so many things that can cross over to the fall. A lot of greenery. You know, you want a lot of things that you can use greenery for right now, especially with the pumpkins. So you guys, I don't really have a method to my madness when I make the bow. I just put them on. I don't pay attention to, you know, what I had where. I just try not to put the same ones on top of each other. You made one with a scrap of wood. Brenda, what did you make with this scrap of wood? I already lost thought of what I was talking about. Oh, Stephanie, I bet you could make a bow without it. It's actually really easy. If you think about what you're doing here and you're kind of pinching that middle together, you just do the same thing with your hand. But I actually really like this thing. It's actually very, very handy, especially when I want to sit and talk with you ladies. It makes it a lot easier, but it's not too hard. It's actually really easy to do by yourself, you know, with your hands. You can use a zip tie if you're doing it by hand, and use the zip tie to secure everything. All right. I think I'm going to get a little of these little... I cut some of them really, really thin, you guys, and I kind of like that. Gives it that squirrely like look. Alright, I think that's probably good. Get one more of these. No, maybe not. Okay. Alright, so once you get it where you want it, you're going to pull your twine into the middle and you're going to make a knot and tighten it all the way down. Yeah, Brenda, I really like these colors also. Ribbons are kind of from everywhere. Joann's, Dollar Tree, Walmart. I even found a piece of striped orange ribbon, I think. Oh, here, I only put one in, but I think I took this off of a piece last year and I happened to find it in my scrap bin. And I just realized as I was looking at this fall tag, I have something else that I wanted to stick on there and I completely forgot about it. I will show you guys what I have just to give a little more dimension. Okay, so I think, where did I put it? Where did I put the tag, you guys? Did it blow away? It did. It blew on the floor. You guys, wait till you see what I want to put on here. So this is another thing I found at the Dollar Tree. You see this little guy right here? Look at that little leaf. I'm going to cut this off of here. If I can see. All right. Use some wire cutters, and I just cut that little leaf off of there. Awesome. Thank you, Brenda. I appreciate it. All right. Look at this, you guys. Let's see where I want that little booger to go. Look at that. All right. I might have to get my pink things out for this guy. My finger protectors. All right, let's see. Look at how beautiful is that? It just gives it some more dimension. All right. So I think I decided that I want to put this on here instead of at the bottom, and then I don't have to worry about it meshing in with the pot color. I'm just going to tie a knot in this. And then I'm going to put a little dab of glue on there so that it doesn't come undone. And then we'll put the bow. So the great thing about this bow maker, you guys, is that when you make them by hand, you tend to have to do a lot of fluffing afterwards. I have found that with this one, I don't have to do a whole lot of fluffing. I could just shake it and it's really kind of good to go. I might come back and put a button right there, I think. Now I'm questioning the bow, you guys. Do I maybe just put greenery there? Good night, Stephanie. I know it's late there. Thanks for coming. Okay. Let's see here. I'm gonna get it a little further away so you guys can see it better. Now I'm wondering if we put the bow or if we put greenery up there. Okay. Let's see. Maybe it just needs greenery instead, you guys. Just a simple twig. Oh, that was Sue. Was that Sue that left? I thought that was you, Stephanie. That was Sue. Okay. Let's see here. I can just kind of set these here. Ooh, clip it. Let's see. Well, that didn't work. I was going to use a little clip to clip it on the side, you guys, just to see what it looked like, and it popped right off. Let's see. I just want to kind of set it in here. There we go. I think I like the greenery better, you guys, than the ribbon. Maybe the greenery with a stem. Now that I have the greenery on there. But I gotta cover this little, I have to put more moss up there to cover the top. I think I like that better. Yep. All right, this is what I'm doing instead. We need some more moss though. Because we got to cover that little the little top to the towel holder. There we go. All right, and we'll put the stem. The stem right there, look at that. Let's get some E6000 and some hot glue. You guys, I almost didn't come on tonight because I'm really starting to peter out. I'll put some of this greenery in there. So, all right, getting close, you guys. It's almost done. All right. See what I'm doing. All right, and I think I like these little guys. We're going to glue these guys down here. It just gives it a little bit more color. That, I think. No. Maybe like that. So hard to tell because I'm so close and I can't make it. I can't move it or leave it there temporarily to. I think that looks good right there. All right, some more glue here. Glue here. Okay. All right, We just got to hold it there for a second. Yes. The other ones I did get at Marshall's, the other one that I did with the pumpkins, the other pumpkin project, but my Marshalls actually only had 2 packages. They had the small package and then they had the longer napkin. And I didn't buy it. I wish I would have, but it is what it is. I gotta wait for this to adhere, you guys. I might have to put some E6000 in there because the styrofoam doesn't tend to hold hot glue very well. I don't want this to fall off after it's stuck. Alright, you guys would not believe how much moss is all over my table. And I lost the lid. What did I do with the lid? Oh, there it is. Hey, you know, I've let my E6000 get closed up pretty well, and I found tonight that a skewer fits perfectly in the ones with the little needle nose, and it opens it up well. All right, you guys. There we go. I can't see very well because I don't have my glasses on, so I think that's it. I think it looks great. It's kind of hard to see because you guys can't really see the pot that well, but there we go. I'm not too sure about the location of these. I might have to play with the location of that. Thank you so much, you guys. I appreciate it. I will be on sometime tomorrow, most likely early, before I start having to drink all of that horrible stuff, before I am stuck in the bathroom. TMI, I am sorry. You guys don't know how old most of you guys are. I know we were talking about a lot of us are in the 80s, and we are at that wonderful age. Make sure, if you haven't already, to get your colonoscopy. Colon cancer is one of the most preventable cancers, the most treatable, but it has to be diagnosed early and caught early. So that's my plug. My mom did have colon cancer. She is a survivor. My grandma had colon cancer. Unfortunately, it did take her life, but she was 95. So she was much too old for them to do anything. But yes, Miss Brenda, if you have not had your colonoscopy, get it. My mom did not. She was 55. They recommend that you get it at 50. And she just doesn't like the doctors. And so, yeah, she was very, very advanced stage cancer. She was borderline stage 4. And the only reason it wasn't stage 4 was because it did not metastasize. But her tumor was very large. Regardless, she is okay. She is a survivor. I do not know how many years. It's been a very long time, and but definitely get your colonoscopy. And yes, Miss Stephanie, you're close, so make sure you do it. Anyways, ladies, I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed it, please share the video. Help me grow my page. I really appreciate it. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me tonight. I know it's late for some of you. But not all of us. Well, it is late for most of us, even though we are in a different time zone. But I will be on tomorrow earlier than this because at this time of night I will be starving and not wanting to be on. Yeah, thank you so much, Brenda. She is doing very well. All right, ladies, have a nice night. Miss Rose, it was very nice to see you. I hope you guys are doing well. Good night, guys. Oops, let's put this back over here. Guess what? One of them fell off because, well, I didn't let it dry. I should, I'll glue it on again. Gotta make sure I get enough glue for there. I might have to put a floral wire in there. That might be what I need to do. All right. Good night, guys.